The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to the September 25th, the terrific Thursday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day, and let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. Now, the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I at just past 11 o'clock in the morning. I do want you to know I am absolutely grateful for your presence here. But even more important than that, and that's this. During this next 53 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to send me an email. Send it off to Steve at TFNN.com. Inside that subject heading, please put radio show question. Of course, if you're inside the Tiger's Den, and you should be, well, then any and every ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on Terrific Thursday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Well, we begin our day here with all U.S. indices trading to the downside. Dow's off 93, S&P 36, NASDAQ 146, Russell 22, 33 for the trading, 68 for the semis, 143 for the New York Stock Exchange. I'm sorry, 110 for the New York Stock Exchange, 145 for the NASDAQ Composite. Gold is off $9, silver's up 69 pennies. Light sweet crude is down 71 cents. Natural gas is up 11 cents. Copper is off a nickel. Tesla. I know there was a question during the week about Tesla. I'm pretty sure we would have talked about the weekly TD9 count pattern that may form between this week and the next two. Prices found resistance at that TD9 count breakdown resistance level, 433.20. At the same time, what prices now, yesterday, price triggered a Rhodes momentum indicator signal. Right now, we've got a bearish sash candle. A bearish reversal candle days out would confirm a top. However, price still is trading above the top of its oscillator and change line at 422.11. And if price closes below that, you've got support at 413.20 out there. So I would say as long as that 433.20 level holds as resistance, we're likely to see price pull back. This would only be day number one to the downside. Ought to get at least a 2-day move to the downside. So I'd expect that we see price target that 413.20 level that is on Tesla. With regard to the general markets, though, let's take a look at what's going on. We did get new profiles that formed for each of the daily equity future contracts. We were taking a look at that last evening. They did shift a bit from when we were on the air yesterday. Right now, you've got the ES Mini sitting right at profile support, 66.54. The exact number is 66.54.75. That is your support level. Price closing below that, certainly for 2 consecutive sessions, that will trigger potentially a move back to its breakout level at 65.0650. This looks like this will be day number 3 to the downside. If we open up the charts for the ES Mini, it has had a few 5-bar moves to the downside. Most of them are 2 to 4-bar moves out there. So it depends on whether or not support holds. That's the bottom of its daily profile. The NQ, by the way, 67.42 is resistance. That's the top of its daily profile. And the NQ, 24,948 is resistance. It's really a sell zone. The sell zone is between 24,791 and 24,948. When you close below the center of a sell zone, you typically get down to test that profile support level, which in fact is what it really did this morning. Did it get all the way down there? No, we use these more of a guideline versus right to the tick. The low today, 24 24,422. The bottom of that profile, 24,399. Again, if you close below 24,399 for 2 consecutive sessions, odd would favor a move to its breakout level of 23,736. The Dow Equity Future contract also forming a new profile. This is a bullish structured profile. It has a buy zone between 46,124 and 46,331. Resistance being 46,848. We do have a wave 7 top inside the Dow Equity Future contract. We have a sell the D point top in the NQ. We have a Rhodes momentum indicator top in the ES. The Russell is the one that is really struggling. Now, there's no topping pattern. However, 2 consecutive close below 24,4750. That is the bottom of its new daily profile. Would trigger a bearish profile change in trend signal out there. So that's what's going on with regard to the daily equity future contracts. You got those new profiles to be paying attention to. We'll take a look at what's going on the intraday charts here momentarily. But first, let's go take a look at the spot VIX index, the New York Stock Exchange, its advanced client oscillator. That's what shows up on the bottom left. Now, you can see that the print as we speak at 11:11 is 138.97 or so, minus 138. If you get down to minus 150, that's when you get into oversold territory out there. So that is something to pay attention to. The last time that we got down in the oversold territory was back on August the 1st. The reading there got down to a minus 176 level. Again, once you get to the minus 150 area, that's when that starts triggering a oversold market out there. Of course, we see that we rallied to new all-time highs since that unfolded. So that's something to be paying attention to. You have the spot VIX index, which is trading above its 50-day exponential moving average. The 50-day is printed at 1616. That provides sellers with an edge. The same thing with regard to the advanced client oscillator. Sellers have the edge there, but you get to the minus 150 level, that edge starts to neutralize, and you start looking for bottom signals, bullish reversal candles, things of that sort, profile support holding, all of the above. So that's what's going on with regard to those two tools and those two indicators. I'm going to go ahead and close that down just simply to free up a bit of resources. And then what we're going to do momentarily is we're going to switch over and take a look at the intraday charts. We're going to look at 2 different time frames. We're going to take a look at the 30-minute time frame and the 60-minute time frame. Which one's going to pop up first? Well, the first one I get to. Let's go to the 30-minute first. On the 30-minute charts here, what you can see is that the ES Mini first negated a TD9 count bottom pattern, but had a Rhodes momentum indicator signal that was triggered. And then at 10:30, we had a confirmed Rhodes momentum indicator bottom. Price is trading with inside its profile. It's trading right now into its sell zone. This is for the 30-minute time frame between 66.59 and 66.76. Support really, although I could give you profile support at 66.36, the real support is the low of the day, 66.31.25. If you close below that, you negate that Rhodes momentum indicator bottom pattern for the ES Mini. The NQ formed a TD9 count bottom, and price is trading above the top of its 30-minute profile. That's at 24,623. If we close at 17 minutes above that level again, odds favor that the NQ wants to go target its TD9 count breakdown area. That's at 24,737.75. In the case of the Dow Equity Future contract, it also formed a TD9 count bottom pattern. Price right now is taking on profile resistance. That is at 46,421. If price can close above that, then we'd be looking to move to 46,493. It's TD9 count breakdown resistance level. And finally, when we take a look at the Russell 2000, it formed a Rhodes momentum indicator bottom at 10:30 this morning. Price is trading with inside its profile. That has resistance at 24.3980 and a buy zone between 24.16 and 24.24. Watch that resistance level. Close above 24.39 will take us up towards 24.58. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched The Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back. In addition to the 30-minute time frame charts for the equity futures, each forming bottom patterns, we've got the same thing going on the 60-minute time frame. The 60-minute has either TD9 count bottoms or by the D point bottoms out there. The 3 TD9s are on the ESCNQ and the Russell 2000, by the D point on the Dow equity future contract. So we've also got other levels to be watching here. If we take a look at the 60-minute ES mini, it's trading right now into its sell zone. Most importantly, price stopped at that oscillator and change line, which is red out there. And that's at the 66.68 level. If we take a look at, and what that says is that price should continue lower. As long as price remains below that, that could send us back to test support, or it could be the bottom of the pattern out there. 66.37 is profile support. Inside the NQ, which on the 30-minute looked like it was in a breakout mode. Well, when we come take a look at the 60-minute time frame chart, we can see that price is trading into its sell zone. That's between 24,593 and 24,661. Of course, a close above 24,661 on a 60-minute base would be a bullish outcome and suggest a rally towards 24,788. In the case of the Dow equity future contract, it's by the D point bottom pattern. Price is trading into its sell zone as well. That's between 46. Now let me give you the exact number. 46,375 and 46,464. If you close above 46,464, we would rally further. And then on the Russell 2000, TD9 count bottom, price has not made its way up to its oscillator and change line. That's at 2437. Profile resistance at 2440. Profile support at the 2416 level. So that's what's going on with the 60-minute time frame charts out there. So both, I'd pay attention to both the 60 and the 30 and these levels out there. Hopefully you took a snapshot of that screen if you are an intraday trader. Let's go to a couple of requests. Well, before I do that, actually, just as I'm going back through my to get back to the top of my tabs out here, let's take a look at the equal weighted ETFs, both daily and weekly timeframes out here. So we look at the QQEW. And it's really important to take a look at the equal-weighted ETFs. They typically point the direction and the signals. Here, we've got a nice TD9 count top that went ahead and completed yesterday. Prices pulled back and is testing its second level of support. The first level would have been the oscillator and change line. The second level is the top of its daily profile, 138.43. So finding support there somewhat neutralizes its signal. It still has a bearish TD9 count top, but prices found support where it should have found support. If we take a look at the equal-weighted ETF for the S&P 500, the RSP, today's a gap to the downside that confirms a Rhodes momentum indicator top. But price also finding support in its buy zone. The buy zone is between 186.72 and 187.49. Just so I'm going to go down to the weekly charts as well. The weekly on the QQEW. Let's see here. This was a sell the D point top. And so the resistance level for the weekly time frame is 140.24. But we do have a top there. Now, what price needs to do here is close below that oscillator and change line on a weekly basis. That would be tomorrow, 138.38-ish, in order to get any kind of downside traction out there. If we take a look at the RSP, the equal-weighted ETF for the S&P 500, it also today could, well, that's it, tomorrow. So it negated its sell the D point top. It negated it about 5-6 weeks ago. Now we've got what appears to be a bearish shooting star candle. However, we need to see tomorrow's close. If we do get that, that would be another sell the D point topping pattern. However, price must get back inside its profile to gain any downside traction. 186.65 is that number, 186.80 as we speak right now. The equal-weighted ETF for the Dow did form a Rhodes momentum indicator top 2 days ago. Price is still above profile resistance, which is at 39.36. So again, somewhat neutralized. We have a bar number 8 signal on the weekly chart for the EDOW, the equal weighted ETF. However, that bar is going to go away unless we see a close above 39.65, and we're at 39.50 as we speak right now. So it all depends upon tomorrow. So this topping signal that is present inside the equal-weighted ETF for the Dow, and that's important to pay attention to, would vanish if we close below the close of bar number 4, and that close was 39.65 out there. So that's something to be paying attention to tomorrow. Hopefully I'll remember to go back and take a look. It's going to be tomorrow afternoon or evening at 4 o'clock. That's going to really matter. So that's what's going on with regard to the equal-weighted ETFs and some things for each of us to be paying attention to. Now, let's go take a look at some of the requests that have come in. The first one we're going to look at is for GTE, and he's looking at one of his favorite stocks, which is XPEV. Let's get that up on our screen out here. And we've got XPEV that is trading out right now at $22.49. Now, what price has done today on a weekly basis, so you can see the weekly TD9 count top. That identified the top. Price then moves back and tests profile support, finds support where it did, rallies a bit into resistance, the green oscillator and change line, pulls back, forms a new profile, which price is trading within. In fact, there's 2 new profiles that have formed. Right now, 22.79 is your key resistance level. I know you were looking at the daily chart and you were noticing that his TD9 count top was likely to be negated today, and that's a positive. However, you've got to contend with resistance or where the sellers are at, and that's at 22.79. The monthly time frame chart shows the sideways consolidation that price has been trading into. So although the daily chart looks good, and it does, and it could be setting up a small A to B equals CD pattern to the upside, it's really going to be GTE all about that 22.70 level. That's where you need to see price close above in order for this to rally further out there. We're trading inside a swing point on a monthly basis. That's a swing point from March of 2025. Volume there was 308 million shares. So far for the month, we're at 120. So it's moving up with lighter volume. Just be careful out here. Looks like the consolidation pattern is going to continue for XPEV. So hope that helps you out. Thanks so much for your request. Nitram inside the Tiger's Den wants to take a look at you, and you. So let's go take a look at it. What has had one heck of a month out here, it's also had one heck of a week. And that week is telling you that right now the rally is likely to end. Why? Because this is the completion of a TD9 count top. That, along with yesterday's Rhodes momentum indicator topping pattern, says, hey, maybe we've got a top here. Now, today, what did price do? It gets all the way back to that green oscillator and change line and holds. That's at 1569. So quad U out here is neutral for the daily time frame, not so much neutral for the weekly time frame. Keep your eyes on the daily time frame out there. because it's got that top. And if we do see a close below the oscillator and change line, again, currently printing at 1568, that would then signal that we're going to pull back further. Now, the weekly target to the downside would be its oscillator and change line. That's at 1189. The top of the weekly daily profile is at 1177. So that would become our range to the downside out there. Monthly chart looks beautiful. Looks like just we need the daily and the weekly to do what they need to do to refresh out there. Again, your neutral signal is on the daily time frame. That would change if you see a close below its oscillator and change line. So Nitram, that's what we've got for the quad use out there. Hope that gave you the info you were looking for. You also wanted to take a look at FURY out there, Fury. And if we take a look at Fury, this is trading out right now at 63 pennies. This formed a daily TD9 count top. It does that on the trading session of September the 9th. That leads to a consolidation with inside its profile. Now, price has not gotten down right to the 62 cent level. It's gotten down to, take that back. It did get down to 62 cents, although maybe 61 and a half. Anyways, right now you just got a consolidation with inside his profile. You have a weekly sell the D point top that is likely to form tomorrow. That suggests price should pull back to 60 cents. So that's where I think Fury is headed to, is at least to test that level. If you close below 60 cents out there, well, that could be signaling to you and I that it wants to move back towards 49 pennies. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right out.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Trader's Edge is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Welcome back, folks. We're taking a look at ticker symbol RBLX, Roblox out here. So it's trading right now at about 132.70. If we take a look at the daily time frame, it has lost its momentum, but it is still trading above the top of its daily profile, which is 122.81. So somewhat of a kind of a neutral type of signal, I suppose. I don't really see any kind of a topping signal for the daily time frame as we speak. If we look at the weekly time frame, what do we have here? Let's open this up. The weekly time frame could form tomorrow, could form a Rhodes momentum indicator top. Now, what's needed here, Dan, is price must close below that green oscillator and change line in order to get any kind of downside traction. If it does get that, the price target to the downside, 132.16, by the way, is the oscillator and change line, 132.16. If price closes below that, then we could be looking at a move towards a 105 to 110 level. That's its bullish structured weekly profile area. But of course, before price would get down there, we'd be looking at price targeting the top of the daily profile at the 122.81 area. The monthly time frame chart a couple months ago tested its prior swing high from back in November of 2021. 645 million shares were traded then, and it was tested with 195 million shares. Wow, quite a bit lighter volume. Nonetheless, price remains, but is that a double top? Maybe. It's going to need the weekly chart to really kind of confirm that, if you will, and then get that close below that green oscillator and change line, and then you can see price pull back. But I'd say right now it's the weekly chart that's really controlling everything because I don't really see a daily topping signal. The daily topping pattern could be this Rhodes momentum indicator pattern right back there on July 31st. So, but that was not actually, that's not, no, The following day, I don't have a daily top out there. No matter how I slice and dice it, and I'm not going to try to force something out there. So, Dan, I have to say, with regard to Roblox, the decision making is really going to be about the weekly time frame chart. So, I'd say pay attention to that. Hope that gave you some information to assist you with your trade. Mohammed wants to look at DVCM. I believe I've got that properly. Yeah, so no, DXCM, DX, not DV, DXCM. So as we take a look at this, let me populate this monthly time frame chart. Not sure why that didn't happen. But what we can see here, what I can see here is prices trading below daily profile support for its monthly, its weekly, and its daily time frame. So basically, that's a bearish type message out here. What price is doing, though, it is testing on a monthly basis, testing a key support level. And that support level is the trading month of May of 2022. 25 million shares traded hands that month. This month so far, we are down with 112 million shares. So a swing point that could form an A to B equals CD pattern is being tested with volume. If price were to close below, this is on Tuesday, 66.89, where it's 67.23, that would trigger an A to B, a large A to B equals CD pattern to the downside. Price projection, approximately, let me give you that. We're not there just yet, but that price projection would take us down towards the 43.23 type level. So watch that low on Tuesday. Again, that low being 66.89. It's got the volume, that's for sure. You close below that, you get a monthly A to B equals CD pattern to the downside. The weekly time frame shows us that price is testing, it's trading in. It's trading inside its weekly swing point from April the 4th. The volume there was 23 million shares. We closed inside it last week, and we did that with 45 million shares. When you close inside a swing point with volume, it increases the odds that you're going to go test that swing low. So over time, what the weekly chart is signaling to you and I is wants to get back to 57.52. I've got no daily bottom signal out there, price below profile support, so we just simply got to go with the daily and the monthly chart, and that we should see lower price. Now, on the daily time frame, let's see if there's a confirmed A to B equals CD pattern downside. I presume that there is. The B point being August 6th. 4.8 million shares traded hands that day. When we passed that, it was on the trading day of September 19th, 21 million shares. So 21 million shares took out 4 million shares. That is a confirmed AB equals CD to the downside pattern. So that's going to look like this. There's our A to B. Looks to me like we've already attained at least the 1-to-1 level. Let's go make sure of that. Here we go. We did that. We're basically at the 1-to-1 level. So what you'd be looking for here on a daily time frame, Mohammed, would be a bullish reversal candle. Short of that, price should head lower out there. Watch the monthly because you could also trigger a larger A to B equals CD pattern to the downside. That's what's going on with DXCM. Let's move and take a look at PRGS. This is also for Mohammed as well. PRGS right now trading at $40.87. It is also below monthly profile, weekly profile, daily profile out there. Now on the monthly time frame, price is actually trading below its TD9 count breakout resistance level at 42.69. So that's a bearish signal. We can see an A to B equals CD pattern to the downside. It's likely attained at least the 1-to-1 level. The monthly chart is going to need a bullish reversal candle to confirm a bottom for its time frame. Let's just simply move this over here. You can see we've attained more than the 1-to-1 level. But trading below the breakout level of support, that suggests lower price. There's also a swing point that is trading into. That takes us back to September 2022. 7 million shares traded hands that month. This month so far, we are at 13 million shares. So you're moving into a swing point with volume. Weekly time frame chart, no bottom signal, bar number 4. Certainly there's an A to B equals CD pattern to the downside here. That requires a bullish reversal candle. In the case of the daily time frame has a negated TD9 count bottom pattern. It has a Rhodes momentum indicator signal that's present. That needs a bullish reversal candle to confirm a bottom there. If it were to do that, and you could get a bullish hammer candle today if this rallies a bit, then what you'd be looking at, Mohammed, is price rallying up towards the bottom of its profile. That's your first resistance level at 41.79. We are not there just yet. If you don't get a bullish reversal candle on the daily time frame, there is no bottom pattern. Watch for that, though. So that takes care of PRGS and DXCM. Thanks so much for taking the time to write in. LB wants to take a look at ticker symbol AYASF out here. So let's pull that up on our screen, see if we can find some type of bottom. Well, we don't see some kind of a bottom. We see price right now, which formed a Rhodes momentum indicator top back on September 23rd, 3 days ago. Yesterday, you get back inside the profile. Today, you obliterate that profile. That profile buy zone was between 1064 and 1081, Lee. Now what price is signaling to you and I is it wants to make a move back to its breakout level, and that's at 848. The weekly time frame chart. I don't believe has a completed A to B equals CD pattern, but let's just make sure of that. Stevie's eyes, are only so good. So there's your A to B point approximately, and then here's your there. So it does not the weekly time frame, although it's got a bearish engulfing candle, and all that would do is set up resistance, but price is back inside its profile out there and below its green oscillator and change line. That increased the odds that what the signal on the daily time frame is generating for us will ultimately come to fruition, which is a move back to 848. You're trading on a monthly basis with inside its profile. It's got a buy zone between 774 and 845. 848 is the number, Lee, where price is likely to head to. We come back from this break. Let's look at Snap, BE, and the Hang Seng for GTE. We'll be right back.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pros pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. We got the ticker symbol SNAP up on our screen out here. It's got a weekly nice Rhodes momentum indicator bottom pattern. However, this week prices run into the resistance level where a counter trend rally would end. It was a bullish structured weekly profile. Price was below it for more than 2 consecutive weeks out there. The price point that it needed to clear was 908. At this stage, it found resistance there. We take a look at the daily time frame chart out here. What price did was it completed and filled the gap. This thing had gapped down back on the, well, did it totally complete? It did. It gapped down on the trading session of August the 6th out there. So in this case here, that's proven to be a resistance level. Now what you're watching for with regard to Snap Duncan is the bottom of its daily profile. The bottom of that daily profile is at 730. Oh, I'm sorry. We're watching the center. It's a bearish structure daily profile. So we're really watching the center, which is at 823. A close below that on a daily basis will definitely bring its oscillator and change line into play, 784. And a close below that would be 738 out there. So weekly says this is only a counter trend move, at least at this stage of the game. The daily went ahead and closed the gap and is pulling back, and now you got to watch profile support on the daily time frame. At this stage here, I'd have to say the monthly chart is irrelevant. It's just taking its orders from the daily and the weekly charts. Duncan, let's move on to your second request, which is Romeo and Juliet, to be or not to be. BE is a ticker symbol that's trading out at $66.68. It has a weekly TD9 count top, with price pulling back and so far finding support at the top of its profile, 60.95. That's the number you want to watch out there. So I would say that its weekly signal is now neutralized. There is no topping signal on the monthly time frame other than this will be 5 months in a row to the upside out there. It should be ready for a breather. Should be, doesn't mean that it will be. On a daily time frame, what we've got out here is what? I need to open up the chart. Is there an A to B equals CD pattern that we can draw in here? Probably there is. What I don't know is whether this is a point. I can check that out. Give me a second here to find my retracement tool, Fibonacci retracement. So let's go from here to here, and It was at least a 0.382 retracement. So, yeah, so this has a sell the D point top that formed 2 days ago. Now what we have out here is prices trading below the bottom of its daily profile. So we have a bearish profile change in trend. What BE is suggesting to you and I right now is that price should move back to its breakout level. That's at $52 even Steven. We can't get there until price takes out the top of that weekly profile. So you're watching 60.95. That's the key number. If we get below that, then we're looking at 55.49-ish and 52 from the daily time frame. The 55.49-ish was the weekly oscillator and change line out there. So that's what we see when we take a look at BE. Hope that helps you out, Duncan. GT wrote in. He's got a couple of requests out here. Let's get to one of them right now, which is to take a look at the Hang Seng. So let's pull open the daily, weekly, and monthly charts for the Hang Seng. The daily has a TD9 count top. And we can see that last night what price did was it rallied right up into resistance. That happens to be its oscillator and change line. Currently printed at 26,551. Now, if price were to trade above that and close above that tomorrow night, or tonight, I should say, and into the morning, the Hang Seng, what that would then signal is price wants to go tackle that TD9 count Rhodes momentum indicator top that formed on the daily time frame. Turns out the weekly also formed a Rhodes momentum indicator top last week. It did that by generating a bearish shooting star candle. However, what price has done is it found support at its green oscillator and change line. Do you really want to short something that finds support at the green oscillator and change line? Yeah, I suppose if you find a clear topping pattern out there. But right now, the weekly time frame is neutral. The daily time frame could get to neutral if it closed above that 26,551. The monthly time frame suggested it wants to rally up towards its descending trend line. Let's open up the monthly time frame chart out there. You can see that descending trend line. We are in bar number 8 of a TD9 count. Remember, TD9 counts can form tops on bars 8, 9, or the bar following bar number 9 out there. So we're likely to get a top between this month and the next two. The daily already has a top. The weekly already has a top out there. So you're really watching that daily time frame chart. Was last night's rally the C point of a daily A to B equals CD pattern to the downside? I don't know the answer to that question, but that's something that you would be looking for. So I hope that helps you out with regard to the Hang Seng. Nitram wanted to take a look at IREN. So let's go find that ticker symbol out here. Might be here. Might not be. Here we go. IREN, Irene. So as we take a look at this, what do we see? We see first a negated TD9 count top. That's a beautiful thing. I see let me pull this daily time frame chart back. Does this have a wave 7 signal? Does this have... Yeah, I'd have to say that it does. So it does have a wave 7 signal. That's that letter G. That needs a lower high to confirm that pattern. Irene on a weekly basis, bar number 8 of a TD9 count, should form that topping pattern between this week and the next two. So pay attention to the daily time frame. The daily time frame needs a lower high. If that happens tomorrow, you ought to at least see a pullback to its oscillator and change line. The oscillator and change line printed at 42.11 out there. Monthly time frame looks bullish, with the exception that we have now traded higher for what will be 6 consecutive months. Should get a timeout at some point in time out here. The daily time frame will probably trigger when that takes place. So that's what we see with regard to Irene, IREN. That was for Nitram. The last request that we've got, at least at this moment in time, is to take a look at CARS, KARS out here. And we take a look at this, an ETF that I believe is for EVs. This is for GTE. So CARS today is going to go ahead and confirm a daily TD9 count top. That pattern will complete tomorrow. What that suggests is just a minimum pullback, at least at this moment in time, the minimum pullback being to its oscillator and change line, currently printed at 29.41. If price were to close below that, that could bring its breakout level into play, 28.18. The weekly time frame, bullish as can be. However, it has traded higher for many months out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This would be 8 months in a row. That is a strong move. On the monthly time frame, nothing wrong with it. Just this will be 5 months to the upside out there. This has got to be getting ready for some type of pullback out here, a little bit of a breather. And that either starts today or it starts tomorrow. But really, if it starts tomorrow, that means it would probably start on Monday. So that's what we see, GT, when we take a KARS. Hope that helps you out. I did not see BB, but I see it now, Duncan. So let's put up ticker symbol BB. This will take about 20 seconds to go ahead and populate. As well, only after others. Yeah, I've gotten everything in. So if there's something else somebody wants to look at. I clearly I can overlook stuff easily inside the Tigers Den. Just go ahead and punch it in, and I'll be happy to pull up those charts. With regard to BB out here, trading at 445, what you're going to see is that today it's going to go ahead and complete a TD9 count top, and it's doing that at its TD9 count breakdown resist level, 458. This suggests to you and I that price should pull back to its first level of support. That would be the top of the daily profile. Watch 430. Weekly time frame chart. This looks like it's going to close above profile resistance at 424. That's a bullish signal. It's trading into its weekly swing point, TD9 count top, from June 27th. 164 million shares traded that week. This week, we traded higher with 62 million shares. You're trading into a swing point with lighter volume. What's that say? That says to me that the daily TD9 count top should take hold, and we should see a retracement out there. The monthly time frame, not really assisting us a whole lot out there, so we'll just simply pass on that one. That is ticker symbol BB. Now it's for Duncan Steve inside the Tigers Den. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back. And yes.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tigers Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Welcome back, folks. We're taking a Colgate Palmolive. This is for the Freeze inside the Tiger's Den. Freeze, this has got a confirmed monthly A to B equals CD pattern on the downside. Ought to take us back to the breakout level, which is at 74.22. The actual A to B equals CD price projection is about, I guess it's not going to pop up on my screen. Yep, can't. But so it's just slightly above that level out there. Formed a monthly TD9 count top. The weekly time frame needs a bullish reversal candle to confirm a top. Otherwise, price should continue lower. We did get a daily TD9 count bottom that formed on the bar following bar number 9, September 23rd. But that swing point has volume of 5.4 million shares. In 2.5 hours of trading, we've done 2.3 million shares. Price is moving into that swing point with volume. That low ought to be tested. 78.76, and if that level fails, at 74.22 level will come into play. Hello to Nicholas. Nicholas sends us an email, says, good morning. Just wanted to say hi from the City of Love. That's right. He is in France. We'll have a great time and have a nice chocolate almond pistachio croissant for Stevie out there. Hard to find. I did find one in Detroit last week out there. So how do we want to end the show? Let's go take a look at the what's going on the intraday charts here for the ES Mini. You got all kinds of bottom patterns out there. You can see the 2-hour chart, which is going to go ahead and complete here. This candle at 12 noon has got to buy the D point bottom. 2 o'clock is when the 4-hour time frame chart will confirm its candle. Right now, it's showing as a confirmed by the D point bottom pattern. The 5-hour chart finding support at its breakout level, 66.39. We know that can be a bottom. All the bottom row charts out here have bottom signals out there. So what the ES Mini is definitely telling you and I is that it certainly wants to try to bottom out here. Watch the low of the day. We close below that, and we're headed lower. Folks, stay tuned for all the great programming. Great to be with you on Terrific Thursday. Please join me tomorrow on Fantastic Friday. And that's the day that the Ryder Cup starts. And this will be my favorite Ryder Cup, I'm sure. Why? Because this course, Bethpage Black, it is an iron course. And Stevie in his bag uses either 12 or 13 irons when I play golf. Yep, there's 13 irons. That means there's no driver. There's no 3-wood. Folks, have a great Thursday. We'll see you tomorrow.